Which way Nigeria? Which way to go? Which way Enugu State? Which way to go? Which way Igweze South Local Government Council? Which way to go? You're welcome to Freedom Square Live on 100.9 FM, and this is our flagship program. It happens every Saturday. For 2 solid hours, we're having a conversation about Nigeria and the world. Today, we're having a conversation about Igweze South Local Government Council in the Enugu North Senatorial Zone. Just not quite long ago, 1, 2 weeks or 3 weeks at the most, the young dynamic chairman of Igweze South Local Government was here on a 2-hour conversation. It was a conversation that was energy rich. It was a conversation that spoke to the needs of the people. It was a conversation that was manifestly disruptive. And because he is not afraid to embrace the clear light. I decided not for him to come again, but to call his lieutenants also to be here. To do what? To speak to what they are doing, helping him to ensure that the local government runs on all 4 cylinders. Well, that's just a great one. And so, if I once again say good morning, it's a pleasure to have you here. My name, like Lilian said, is still Lucien Nastrella, okay, and I will be moderating this session. Our topic today is actually unique. It's long, appears even windy, but it is remarkable because it speaks to the facts of what is happening in the Igweze South Local Government. And our topic is community development through youth participation, market expansion, and scholarship, plus skill training, which ultimately will lead to employable youth, is a unique topic, and I have very unique people. But before I introduce them, let me just wonder about a bit. Why are we talking about this? Why is it important to talk about this topic? The truth is simple. Youth unemployment remains one of Nigeria's biggest challenges. And it is so in every state. Enugu State is not an island. So if it happens in Nigeria, it also happens in Enugu State. And it happens in Igweze South Local Government. And that's why the chairman is worried. An idle, unproductive youth is a recipe, is a fertile ground for insecurity and other vices. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, over 42% of our youth are unemployed or underemployed. Some are even not employable. Because when you say unemployed, some are not employable. And that is what this government is seeking to do, to ensure that every youth in Igbo South is employable. He's not talking about there's no job, but employable. There may be jobs, but you find that some of them do not have the necessary skills to even get employed. Many of them are educated but lack practical skills. I have spoken to that. Others are skilled but lack access to markets. Markets is not like, it's not just a word there. Market is open market. And some cannot even afford education or training due to financial constraints. Poverty. Poverty is, I don't want to say the normal thing they say in the streets. Poverty is a cause. This is not just a Nigerian problem, it is a community problem. When young people are not meaningfully engaged, society bears the consequences, dire consequences, you must say, crime, drug abuse, insecurity, and brain drain, if you will. But when youth are empowered through the right mix of opportunities, scholarships, training, market access, and participation in community governance, like these gentlemen are doing, then they become assets, innovators, and leaders. And that's what the chairman of the Igweze South is seeking to do. He wants his people to become assets, to become innovators, and to become leaders. That's why today's discussion is so crucial, so important. Who do I have here? 3 gentlemen. I'm so glad to welcome my friend, my brother, Right Honorable Erochukwu Igweze. Right Honorable, good morning and welcome to Freedom Square.
Good morning, Dr. Uche, and our wonderful presenter this morning, and a co-discussant. I welcome you all to this event. Thank you.
Yes, and to my own one and only barrister, Barrister Emeka Ugwara, who actually is the secretary of the Market Development Committee with the South Local Government. Once again, welcome to our program.
Thank you very much, and dear listeners, welcome. Thank you.
Yes, and Ekenez, who is also a prince. Prince, boy, you bless us before you go. Because when you see princes, you just make sure you get a princely blessing. He's a member of the Bursaries and Scholarship Committee.
Good morning, our listeners.
So, gentlemen, welcome to Freedom Square Live. We say it the way it is. Sometimes it's a good seat, sometimes it's a hot seat, sometimes it's an embarrassing seat. But the seat is always good. One is that I thank you for your smart choices. The smart choice of your chairman, the smart choice of you to be here. I tell you, many government appointees run away from the media. They run away from speaking to what they are doing, what they have done, because most often they have nothing to say. And so when I find your chairman here, I wanted, if it was possible, I would give him another 2 hours because he was not done. And he just, when he's done, he said, look, I have a group of people who are going to come to speak to what they are also doing to ensure that local government is running on all fours. And so, gentlemen, I'm so glad to have you. Don't know where even to start, but when you heard about the young people being the leaders of tomorrow, but many are sidelined today. That's just the truth. Often, when growing up, you know what happened in the Niger Delta? When you are told that everything is in the pipeline, they waited 1 year. Pipeline no bust. Nothing came out of the pipeline. They waited. When they didn't say anything, they began vandalizing the pipeline. To see everything in the pipeline, you know that is hidden. Ask this directly to Honorable. Right, Honorable, this question is for you. How are you engaging the youth in governance in your local government? Why is it important to engage them and in decision making and local development?
Thank you very much, Dr. Sri Anoki, my brother, my friend, my ally. And thank you, Nigeria. Thank you, Enugu State, for listening. And of course, the entire Delta South, who is on air now, watching us and listening to us. It is very important to engage the youths, because if you say somebody is a leader of tomorrow, like we normally say in Nigeria that youths are leaders of tomorrow, of course you must engage them. They must start from somewhere. Either they start from nursery or from primary or from secondary or tertiary, either way. But they must start from somewhere. And what we have done in the Basic South is that if you say that youths are leaders of tomorrow, then they must be inclusive in what governance is all about. And that Ugo Ferdinand Okoye has not failed to do. Just like our amiable governor in the state has not failed to do so by giving us the vibrant young men, 17 of them, to be local government chairman of our various local governments. I say kudos to Dr. Peter Bizimba for giving us a vibrant local government chairman like Barrister Ugo Ferdinand Okoye, a prince for that matter, a son who actually took after his own father, because his father is an entrepreneur and he didn't miss road, and neither did he relent to enjoy his father's wealth. Rather, he wanted to make it himself. So Ugo will always tell you, if you're a youth, don't come clock around to be a politician, but clock around me for me to show you how to make money, how to turn your 1 naira to be 2 naira. So when you see such leader in affairs of a local government, then you should know what it means to involve the youths who are wandering around the villages because of the condition of the economy of this country. Unfortunately, we can't assess performance of economy through the local government. We can only assess the economy of a country through the federal government. And it's affecting everybody negatively, financially. But then, having said this, the young man has been doing his best to ensure that he alleviates the future poverty looming. The downtrodden are going through hell in the villages. And on that note, he called us together to say, let us profile solution on how to ameliorate the sufferings of our people, especially the youths, to ensure that our tomorrow will be better. Look, our governor says his dreams, his tomorrow is here. We say in the South that our own is progress agenda. And you cannot be calling yourself progressive if young people are not progressing alongside with you. So I think our chairman has done justice in ensuring that the youths are carried along in governance. especially in the Base South. So we started by, first of all, forming the committee for youth development. And on so doing, we came up with a lot of recommendations to them, which they are implementing judiciously to date. I think I will leave this my opening remark at this until we continue our progress.
Yes, I'm not letting you go so easily. When this assignment was given, what challenges do you think the youth were actually facing?
Well, one of the greatest challenges the youth are facing all over the country, not just the South local government, the 774 local government of Nigeria, is facing the same thing, is unemployment. And you see, in this youth issue of unemployment, I want to also come to realize, I also take the evangelization to the youths to stop believing in theory, which our Nigerian institution basically based on teaching our youths. As Chairman Committee on Education in the State House of Assembly, I travel to Germany and see what education is all about. And we bring the gospel down home here, trying to inform the chief executives on the way to go. And that also gave me an idea on how to carry my constituency around, along within the period. And so immediately Ugo was warning, I told him that we have to go the way of skill acquisition. And that's exactly what he's doing. There's first state who have graduated from the skill acquisition at the Mario Institute in the Base South. So the Base South is in all ramifications, And there's another batch also who went to UDI. And another batch also right now also preparing to get back to Mario Institute to continue. So the major challenges of the youth today is youth unemployment. And paper qualification is no longer enough because there's no white collar anywhere to be found. And so we are trying to see what we can do within our localities to reduce the burden of a labor market from our local government to federal government or state or across the country. Do you understand? And you remember also that this government in the state level, one of their mantra is to reduce the Japa syndrome. So Ugo Freders also took after his boss, Barrister Dr. Putan Bisimba, to ensure that they reduce Japa syndrome, also reduce unemployment. So that is the challenges the youth are facing, and that's the challenges the local government, which our chairman, Ugo Freders, is also battling with to ensure that we will bring it to the BRS minimum. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, thank you very much. Making gigantic efforts to bring it to the BRS minimum. And so that takes me to Barrister Emeka. Let's talk about markets. Now, I said the market is not like vocal market. Market is used in the generic form. Many young people have skills. They can produce a lot of things, quite a lot. Goods and services, that's obvious. But access to markets, both physical market, online market, is where they are struggling. What is their committee actually doing or planning to do to expand local, regional, and of course, online markets for young entrepreneurs who are resident and who are being trained in the South Local Government Council?
Well, thank you very much. Looking at the question, you can see that they are correlated with what my chairman just said on youth empowerment and all the activities of the local government. If you want to narrow down to market as it relates to OE-based market, for instance, the physical market as against the other type of market, the government chairman, Barrister Ferdinand came on board. And being a product of a family that is known for trading, if you come down to Igbo South, particularly in our community, we are known for being itinerant traders. And Igbo South has two big markets, Old Igbo and the Bagwan market. He set up by setting up a committee to expand the market, Old Igbo, to start with. And his vision was to first, because outside the formal sector, market is one of the biggest employers of labor in our community. Because our people do business a lot, maybe because of scarcity of land and other things, they rely so much on products, what comes out of the market. Going down memory lane, by the way, by 1998, when Oribeze Market came on board, myself and the Honorable Chairman were rounding up our secondary school education. Now, I can confirm to you that our acquisition of education up to this level, being a lawyer, the product of the proceed of what comes from the market, because he's a child of a trader like myself. And that gives you an idea of what the market does to the community and the local economy. So his idea is that first, is owing the market a moral obligation to expand it, to create more jobs and accommodate more people. And that is what he did. The first thing he did is to set up the committee, and the committee came up with recommendations on what to be done in the physical market before the bill, for instance. And immediately, because when the market started, as a local market, there was no structure, no formal structure. There's no survey of the size of the market and what he has to first of all say, you have to survey this market. Let us get the size of the market first. Because of the issue of encroachment that we witness every now and then in the local market, you have to first of all secure the market. Then introduce formal institution into the market, like the bank. The first thing he did was to liaise with the Sterling Bank to bring alternative bank into the market. Because you know, if you know Oribeze very well, you know that is the foodstuff, headquarters of our zone. And the traders find it difficult to transact because of issue of going around with cash and all the insecurity related issues. So first of all, he has to link up with a formal bank and brought in a bank that today alternate bank is in Oribeze Market. He now located a place that you have police station for security. You have a fire service location. You have infrastructure that will make the market a modern one. And what he has done is to make sure that all the traders that come from Benue, Kogi, and all the states around will have no challenge with some of these basic amenities that makes a market a modern one. And that has, if you extrapolate, that has expanded the economy of the market. And today, Oribeze Market has become the headquarters of foodstuff like yam, all the grains that come from Kogi and Benue, such that people are now coming from different parts of the state to come and buy from Oribeze Market. So that one he has done with this committee. Now waiting for us to expand to other areas of activity for the committee. Thank you.
The way you guys are rolling out these achievements speaks to the competence of the local government chairman. First of all, when he told me about committees, I was asking him, why are you different? I've studied a few local government chairmen, and many may create committees, but committees don't work. I'm not afraid to say so. I've been in the system, I know what the system is, but this is where committees are working. Not that they are working, they have opportunity to say what they are doing. Meaning, if you're not working, you can't be here because you will have nothing to say. That takes me to Prince Ekene.
Thank you, sir.
You are saddled with responsibility of scholarships. That is something that is rare. I'm not even talking about bursary. I'm talking about scholarships and then bursary. Bursary is the small one you give. Scholarship is something you can give, and that's good. Primary 1 to 6, free. You pick some students in secondary school, they go free. So I mean, the university, even at the postgraduate. So it's a load for a local government to carry. But for someone who is determined, he didn't say, let me pick and choose. He said, let me set up a scholarship committee. So scholarships and skill training often determine whether a young man gets a chance at a brighter future. Because if you get scholarships, you don't get training, you could still be mad. But scholarships can be limited because you cannot satisfy everybody. And training programs sometimes don't match market demand. You may get a training and you see a market demand. How is your committee addressing the mismatch? One, having a training, having a scholarship, and then getting And what innovative? Each time we speak about Enugu and local government, talk about disruptive innovation. So when you hear the word innovation, then nobody will be scared. What innovative approaches are you introducing to ensure that training will lead to employment?
Okay, thank you very much. When Barrister Ugo Ferdinand came on board, he made it clear that he has a mandate, just like what the executive governor of Enugu State is doing in Enugu, that his mandate is to take minimum of 2,000 youths out of poverty in Igbo's South. And he made it clear. So when he assembled this committee, when he constituted this committee, which I'm a member, he made it clear, say he don't want to fail and he don't want excuses, that what he wants is result-oriented. So we now said, okay, fine, what do we do? In Igbo's South, we have a monotechnic. The monotechnic, the name is Mario Institute of Hospitality Management and Entrepreneurship Education. Yes. So it's an institute that that train people on purely practical basis of different skills. So we said, okay, fine. Igbo South have 16 wards. We said that what we are going to do is to select some youth across the 16 wards in Igbo South and to train them in different skills in that Mario Institute. So he said, okay, that is a wonderful one. So what we now did was that we now said, okay, each ward, 10 persons, each ward, 10 persons, that is 1,600. That is 160, right? 160. He said that is going to form the first batch. And we went ahead to get MOU with that institute, for the training to last till about 2 years or thereabout. So the first thing we did, we enrolled them, fully funded, and it is 3 months intensive skill acquisition training in different areas. You asked of how are they going to to be implementable, that is the implementability.
Yes, training and deployment.
Thank you. So now, the kind of training these people are receiving at Mario Institute is second to none. Is some of the training that our people goes outside the country to acquire. Is a 3 months intensive training, and currently 160 of our youth are there. They are trained. Some are being trained on cosmetology. Some are being trained on leather work. Some are being trained on woodwork. Some are being trained on phone repair. Some are being trained on catering services. As a matter of fact, one of them is even looking for shop where to start. If you go and see what they are being trained in, you marvel of what they are doing there. So this particular 160, as my leader earlier said, they are already winding up the program there. And one thing is that not only that they are being trained, the local government chairman, Barrister Ugo Ferdinand has made it clear that he's going to give them startup capital. It's not just to train them just like normal political kind of training and they will just go like that. It's going to give them startup capital with a monitoring team that will monitor them to make sure that the money give them will be used in the purpose it's meant for. So it's going to give them a startup capital, and not only that, the thing has given them employment, but the skill is going to make them to be employers of labor. So is making it a situation whereby they will be trained, they will be given money to start, and they will use the opportunity to employ other people. So that is in the area of that skill acquisition. Now, apart from that skill acquisition, as I'm talking to you now, some of our youth are being trained at this Mary Agro Farm Nudi. They were given a post training grant of 500,000. Many of them, they are already there, and after that, they are also going to be set up. They are also going to be given startup capital. And once they give them, they have a mandate of do what you are trained and you employ other people. And he said that he's always ready to support them. He's already. What can you do? Any area you choose, he's ready to support you. So a lot of people that will not afford to register for JAM, because that is just the basic. Because if you don't register JAM, there's no way you can proceed. So a lot of them have been encouraged. And because of that, some were willing, some registered, and that is it. Now, coming again to the boss, he said that he wants to identify brilliant students of Igbo South in various tertiary institutions. We said, okay, how are we going to do it? So our committee, we splitted our committee. We said that we are going to capture brilliant students of Igboze South in UNN, in SUMAS, in IMT, in ESUT, College of Nursing, College of Nursing Shanahan, and College of Nursing Onsoka. So we now said, okay, how are we going to do this? We said we are going to go to those various institutions. We are going to conduct exam for them. As a matter of fact, we have already scheduled a date where all the identified brilliant students are coming, all from Igboze South. So he said that he wants to give the best 200 pure scholarship to finish their either BSc or ND or HND, pure scholarship to 200 of them. Then 300 is bursary award. He wants to support them, and he said that it's not ending only in this academic session, that is going to go beyond this academic session. So he's giving bursary award to 300 brilliant Igboze South students in various tertiary institutions. So he's making it all encompassing to make sure that he pull people minimum of 2,000 out of poverty. And the essence of that scholarship and bursary award is to encourage them, is to encourage others to do well, is to motivate our youth to know that education is not a scam. I want to tell you, if you come to Igboze South, I'm encouraged by the people that registered for JAM. A lot of them scored above 270. Many of them because of the encouragement given to them. So our progress agenda in Igboze South, which is being championed by the chairman, Barrister Ugochukwu Ferdinand Ukwueze, is to align with the vision of the governor of Enugu State, and that is to pull minimum of 2,000 youth out of poverty in Igboze South, at least for sustainable economic growth. So a lot of things is going on in that bursary award committee. I will talk more on that.
Okay, are you a teacher?
It's like you know.
Because if we leave Mr. Kene, I'm not sure we're going to go here. What I've seen, gentlemen, is a combination of disruptive innovation with progressive agenda. That's what I've just witnessed. And I've seen where education and skill acquisition have been married. There are people who lay emphasis on education. No. Igboze South is saying, if your own niche career is education, we're there for you. If you are skilled, we're there for you. And he said, when we train you, we do what? We'll give you a startup capital. To do what? To start something. The next, that when you start, you employ somebody else to join you. Yes. And gentlemen, 200 scholarship, 300 bursary, 2,000 for JAM. Even if it stops there, in less than 1 year, would mean, and that takes me, would mean he's doing well. That takes me. Sorry, if you're listening to us and you're wondering, look at the local government chairman. Look at him, because what they're saying is not the chairman saying it to members of the committee. And I said, if they have nothing to say, they won't be here, because there will be nothing for them to say. In fact, if they are here and there's nothing for them to say, as for one first sentence, because there will not be any other thing to say.
Of course.
Because you can see, Mr. Kenneth Amati said, this is why I can do so. So, what have we witnessed? A young man who is chairman, who knew that all the knowledge is not placed in him, that he needs the support of very other eminent people to do that. And that's why he set up the committee. And the committee is a committee-driven government in Igboze South. It's not a one-man business. It's not a sole administrator. Unfortunately, most of our leaders become sole administrators. But this is the way we do it. It means he trusts these young men and members of the committee. It means he has confidence in them as well. Because when you don't have confidence, you don't trust others, you will not give them responsibility. So, what you call power and job delegation. Delegating jobs is one way to show you're an effective leader. Everything must not be when the chairman said, chairman did not say. If chairman is on holidays, nothing happens. But you can see that with these committees, that's what you call participatory governance. Right Honorable, what successful youth-led initiatives? You mentioned something like that when we were talking. I want to ask that question. What are the initiatives that your committee has proposed or carrying out? That of course, engaging the youth in the
In fact, as a matter of fact, what Ekene is speaking of here is part of our policy formulation. Because my committee, the committee I chaired, was set up immediately he was sworn in, like I said earlier. And in that committee, we now formulated all-encompassing youth skillful acquisition, ranging from skills, technology, agriculture, education, and all what have you. I don't have them here offhand, and I didn't come with that document. I would have come so that you enable me to. But I know that we formulated all-encompassing policy and giving it to chairman, and even beg chairman to dissolve us so that we go. He said, no, nobody is going, none of us will work. Just like you said, as if we were there when he was saying it. Said that our committee will never be dissolved until its tenure is over, because all of us must see to the end of that policy. So he doesn't mean to pay lip services to the policy the committee formulated and give to him. So, like I said, we also, in that policy, we also have those that will be trained on how to install CCTV. We also train those who have to do camera, just like this. You have a cameraman here now posting what we are doing here to your online. We have such skills. So many of them, they are too numerous. I can't begin to mention them. So some of it was that it's all encompassing skill acquisition program we slated for the chairman. And then in that policy, we also advised on best way to go in ensuring implementation. You know, in the educational sector, we also formed a policy and asked him to please form board, educational board. It is down Ekene fall in as Ekene is a member of the committee that formulated this policy. Ekene is also a member of the education board because he is lecturer in UNN. So as you said, whether it's a teacher, he is. So you won't be surprised what he said. If you want to get out, okay, I want to get about now. When he said that, member is also committee member in the education board for us to achieve results. Because if you really want to achieve results in whatever you are doing, you must make it professional base. So because he's in the educational sector, he's also a member of board and professor heading them and all that. And because I'm a trader, I also was chairman to ensure the skill acquisition. We also say that that was something happened in Anambra recently. They signed a law, about boy something. I'm a product of that kind of thing. I was a vice chairman, and he said that if anybody who want to, we could leave it there, allowing our people to be going to boy. If anybody wants to carry boy in the business out and you are not trusting the family, you can call on our chairman to guarantee the person that he knows the family. You understand? So all these things are, that's why I said that it's all encompassing. These are the policy we formulated to, because we really don't want anybody. Don't give us excuse because you are not educated, you cannot get skill. If you are not educated, you go inside the market and become a trader. By the time you stay 7 years inside the market, you are already educated, because inside trading is also education. Yeah, so it is informal.
But do you have a formal cooperative? Or are you planning to set up one?
Well, thank you very much. You see, when I was listening to my brother, Ekene, reading out all the skills acquisition programs and all that, I was actually waiting to inform the House that all the programs we are talking about, we are expanding our market to accommodate them, because they are all going to come. by the time they are through with all the programs we are talking about, skill acquisition, all the professional, this one and that, the mayor in his wisdom have known that a good size of these ones will find themselves to have a market. We need a market to accommodate whatever they are going to do. And that's why he has taken a step to start expanding the market physically, to make sure that these ones will be accommodated when they are done. Like Ekene said that he also promised to give startup capital. Yes, you need a marketplace, an expanded market to accommodate a person that has startup capital to do the business and successfully succeed. Now, coming to the question you asked, when I made my first intro, I said that the chairman came and surveyed the land that the market occupies. And doing that, he was able to get up to 100 plots of land that is vacant, that he has mapped out for agro-processing programs. so that it won't be just about trading inside the market, so that an area of the market is now designated for agro processing. Another, partnering with investors, both local and outside the community or the local government, to come and invest by building a plant, so that you will be able to accommodate some of these ones that are going into training, skill acquisition, and all that, will find a place to work when they are through. And that is the initiative of the chairman. In fact, this was when Ekene was saying all this. I now remembered, this was the thoughts of the local government chairman when he was forming all the committees. Even without, some of us who are in the different committees, we are working independently, but you can see that we're synergizing. Because after your skill acquisition and everything, you need a place to actually practice the trade. So that what he's doing is that he's expanding the market to accommodate all other programs that our youth are doing, to make sure that headcount poverty is reduced to the barest minimum. That's the initiative of the local government chairman.
You are doing all you are doing to ensure that the poverty headcount is reduced to the barest minimum. And gentlemen, I think this is where we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll be looking at one, sustainability of the scholarship and the bursary, monitoring and evaluation of the training programs, and then the role of the private sector in complementing even the scholarship. Because you mentioned one man who says he has trailer.
Yeah.
So we're talking about men of we're talking about men of goodwill.
Yes.
How far are you also bringing them to complement what local government is doing? And then we'll talk about success stories. Are there one or two success stories? Because it's not enough to say they're training. Is there one that is already out? And what is he actually doing? And then, are there some private investors in the local government? Are there some NGOs that are helping? These are the things we'll be discussing when we come back. We just take a short break. Don't go anywhere. It's still Freedom Square live on Solid 100.9 FM.
Not everything makes it into the headlines, but we bring you the full story. Join Uchenna Cyril Anyoke, a renowned media personality and former president of the Nigerian Publishers Association, as he unpacks the real issues behind the news, from politics to public policy, economy to human rights. Nothing is off limits. Expert guest, in-depth conversation, local and global perspective. New episode every week on Facebook and YouTube. Watch now on Freedom Square TV. Follow for updates and behind the scenes clips. Beyond the headlines, beyond the news.
Of course, it is still Freedom Square live on Solid 100.9 FM. And we're still discussing Nigeria, the world, but in particular, where's the South Local Government Council. And the topic is still community development through youth participation, market expansion and scholarships, plus skill training, which equals to employable youth. And so far, for the almost past 1 hour, the gentlemen in the studio have given a good account of their presence and of their local government, and by implication of their chairman. And if you don't agree with them, tell us what else is happening in their own local government. Then come forward to explain to us what is happening in your local government. Because as in here, a good wine needs no bush. We encourage people to come and speak up. When you come to speak to what you are doing in your local government, you are not only helping your local government, you are also helping the state government. Because if there is no conducive environment for the local government chairman to thrive, if there's no conducive environment for the local government chairman to work, what the gentlemen are saying will never happen. If it is toxic, if they are strangulated, if they are emasculated, these things will not happen. Because it is happening in the South, it means it can happen in their own local government. And it means there's a good working relation between the local government and the state government. Don't listen to naysayers. That's why the chairman of the South is working. And he's not an exception. It's not like Governor Bakuta will go in the way. It's the same equal opportunity on your. So for those who keep calling me, call my local chairman. Because see chairman give me, I might just put I call chairman and give a radio station to come and talk. he must of necessity decide to come. And when he comes, he should be able to send others to go and speak for what, unless he's of Mauniti Onwe. Okay, Mauniti Onwe in Enugu State. That's what President Amba has made it to look like. Gentlemen, welcome. You know, if I have the strength, I will give you another 1 hour. But we have another 1 hour to speak, and you have just about 20 minutes to talk, and then we open the talk lines. Because in communication, in conversation, when you talk, you must allow others to talk so that you listen. Okay? So that's what we do here on Freedom Square. But before we do that, you all have spoken to what your various committees are doing. I'm worried about sustainability. One, for the youth empowerment, for the market expansion, and for the scholarship. In no particular order, anybody can pick the issue of sustainability as concerned your own committee.
Okay, let me talk about.
Can I leave one minute thing?
No, okay, no problem. Thank you, presenter, and I also want to thank our listeners out there. In sustainability, the committee in its wisdom recommended to the local government to partner with the National Development of Employment (NDE), which my humble self, the chairman, of course, the barrister here, and a few others who are not here that day, went to see the director in Enugu here, and then we recommended our local government to be in charge of the skill acquisition in Enugu North Central Zone, because we have this our illustrious son, Badamos Ibrahim Jimo, who gave us a very gigantic skill acquisition center in Waka, you know, and graciously the director here in Enugu approved our visit, and we headed to our chairman, relentlessly headed to Abuja, and we got approval. Today, Beze South is the headquarters of skill acquisition in Enugu North Central Zone. This graciously was approved in the month of August, and we are in our local government to hand the documents over to the chairman. So that's to tell you that our chairman is not paying lip services to the recommendation of the committee. And that is actually what brought me here, which we know ourselves for a very long time in this system.
Yeah.
I'm a businessman. I'm not a politician, but providentially, I found myself in it because of circumstances surrounding my coming. And I saw myself in the House of Assembly. So I cannot deny not being a politician. So, but I play my own with decency. And so if you want to work with you, you must tell me that you won't pay lip services to what we are doing. Otherwise, I won't be part of you. Or if you call me to come for this kind of thing, I will tell you what I don't know what you are doing. But I am telling you that I know what Prince, Barrister, is doing. He is replicating exactly what Peter Mba is doing. If you follow Peter Mba's policy, you find out that all his campaign promises, he's following them judiciously. Revamping all our industries, our hotel, procession, and all that. Ugo is doing exactly what formulation policy the committee gave to him. So that is one. Two, in fact, immediately our committee handover, there is this foundation that came to Beze South. They call them, I think, Mastercard Foundation. We are talking about Brenda Steve in our coming here, a woman is not among. But I want to tell you that this foundation came and picked only girls, all the girls in the Beze South, from 18 to 30, you know. 500 of them came. They were given platform on how to make money. And the chairman, in his wisdom, you know, started for those who learned the skill immediately without wasting time. So I have never seen an action man like this young man who actually meant what he said at every point in time. You know, in governance, you must have naysayer. I'm not saying that there's no naysayer in the Beze South because of Bukwese. A lot of naysayers are there, but I am here because I am those in Ayes. And Ayes must always have it, take it or leave it. So, and because Ayes is having it, I will continue to tell you that the young man is doing what he promised to do. And we also have, you talk about cooperative and all that. We have alternate bank that is coming. I think it's a subsidiary of Sterling Bank. You understand? It's coming to uphold what the committee in the market is doing. By the time they finish, in short, the bank is going to be in Oribeze, Nkwebagwa, and Ahonada. You know, because the Beze South will have 3 vibrant markets. We have a K2, but the K is very minimal. It's a Kofoko. So there's no space that I want to establish that bank. So that that is what the chairman is doing to ensure sustainability of whatever he's, because another thing that kills us in this country is when this government leave, another government will come and form their own policy. But Ugo, as a lawyer, is trying to ensure that whatever legacy he left in the business house, in terms of this skill acquisition, will be permanent and be a continuation from another administration that will take over from him by the grace of God after 4 years of his administration. So this is what we are doing in sustainability and implementation.
Thank you very much. Mr. Meka.
Well, thank you very much.
I'm sure you must have a lot to add.
Thank you very much. Barrister Ferdinand Ikweze recognizes the fact that the leadership of the fourth industrial revolution will be by knowledge economy and the creative economy. And that's why he's doing all he's doing in skill acquisition and education. Because once you have knowledge, you are going to be a big player in the fourth industrial revolution we're talking about. And that's why his key emphasis has been on education and skill. Now, because we are housing the market, my committee is looking at the market where these ones will come together. I can say boldly that that's the most sustainable aspect of his program. Because once you have gotten the skill, you've acquired the skill already, and you are accommodated in the market, no informal or formal institution again can destabilize the continuity. So that one, to a large extent, is sustainable. Because what his plan in the market has shown that once you occupy any part of the market that is expanding now with your skill or with the startup capital we're talking about, and then with the size of the market now, which is growing exponentially because of his policies. First, when he came on board first, what he did was to say, wait, guys, there will be no levy collected from anybody in this market across the local government. In the local market, you see small, some of these uniform people collecting 1 naira, 2 naira, extorting people. This young man came and said, gentlemen, you know what? We want this market to grow. And because of that, no any collection of anything except the state government e-ticket, which is the state government program. But as a local government, he said, no, I don't want any one kobo from any market in the West South, because my target is to have this market revamped. And the testimony, like you said in your question, the testimony is abound. Today, like I said, Oribeze and Nkwebawa are now the headquarters of grains. Yam, for instance, you have to come from every part of our zone to come and buy yam from Oribeze, because all the yam producers from Benue and Kogi now found Oribeze to be more conducive, because there is no extortion anywhere on the instruction of the local government, and is coming by himself. In most cases, even my committee will not know that the mayor will come by himself to come and inspect what is happening in the market outside our knowledge. And so that when you are giving him a report, you would have known when you are giving a real report or when the report is adulterated. So what he's doing, instead of expanding the market to accommodate all this scale, is sustainable, I can assure you.
Okay, yes, sustainability is the key. It is not... In Nigeria, starting a program or a project is never a challenge. When people have the penchant, they have the capacity to start a lot of programs. And even infrastructure programs, projects, as we have witnessed in Enugu State, you find that there were programs started by previous administration. A lot of people came, looked the other side. Peter Mbaki came and he's working on them, and knowing that government is a continuum. And so, how sustainability is an issue, yes, but monitoring and evaluation. See, you can take a horse to the stream, but you know the horse are making the drink water now. How do you monitor those who you're going to offer the scholarship and the bursary? And of course, they are living up to, they're not misusing that opportunity.
Thank you very much. Barrister Ugo Ferdinand, the executive chairman of the South, is a very innovative leader. And he's so passionate about this youth development and empowerment. And when he formed this committee, he told us, he made the mandate very clear, that is not a leader that will start a program and just for political purposes and everybody will say, okay, celebrate and go. No. He said that after the skill acquisition, that he's not, because a lot of people just like, oh, you have finished, or you have learned how to sew clothes, or you have learned how to repair phone, you have learned how to bake, or you have learned how to cook. or you take 1 million, take 500,000. He said no, that what he's going to do is that their son is going to procure the machines. He will procure the machines, then the capital he will give you is to equip you maybe to get a space and some other subsidiaries. And he made it clear that our team is going to be monitoring all these people. Even if you find yourself operating in Abuja, we are going to monitor what you are doing. Because he said we want to document all these things. Because it's not just about making somebody to acquire a scale after everything. He said no, that in his lifetime we want to see maybe in the next 10 years, 15 years, you'll be seeing that this person is doing well, this person is doing well, and he made that to happen. So one of the basic way of sustaining that scale acquisition program, especially, is that we are going to follow them up. There are some, like as you talked about the success story. I can authoritatively tell you, like that Mario Institute is a pure practical oriented. As I'm talking to you now, about 2 months ago, just a month after the program commenced, one of the members there, my daughter was celebrating birthday. He made a cake that surprised me. It's in my phone here. After 1 month of training, he made a cake.
You have benefited.
Do you understand? So he made a cake and brought it. I was like, wow, thank you very much. I was impressed. I was happy. So he said that it's not only to empower them, but we are going to monitor them. And most of us that were so passionate and aggressive about this, we don't take no for an answer, or we just like, because the problem we have in this country is that a lot of people use all this kind of thing as a political purpose. Ugo Ferdinand Ukwe is not doing anything political, and he's making it clear it's not a PDP or Labour Party or APC, whatever. It's apolitical. In as much as you are a youth of Igbo South and you want to be somebody, come, and you are going to follow it up. And I want to say something again. There's something I did not say last time I was talking. Last time that we did this youth empowerment program, we commenced it. He gave full funded master scholarship to 2 Igbo South youth that made first class in the various universities. One made a first class at the University of Calabar in a political education, a lady, and he gave the lady full funded scholarship, master scholarship in any institution in Nigeria. The second person is Ebu Cheka. The young man is the best overall best graduating student at UNIZIC. This last graduation section, he made a CGP of 4.95, right? Yes. So, and he gave him full-time automatic scholarship masters in any university of his choice, and he's now saying that he wants to make it as a law. He wants to legislate it in the Igbo South going forward, that any Igbo South youth that makes a first class will be given full funded scholarship for his or her master's program. And and he's also seen a way of how to legislate most of all these programs. All this his most wonderful program, so that other administration that will come later will at least continue from where he stopped. So it's not just that he's just empowering people, and after the empowerment you do. Even those people register JAM, you have a way of trying to track them. As I'm talking to you, we are trying to see, are they getting admission? What can we do to assist in any way we can assist? So Ugo Ferdinand is a person that he will initiate a program, he will follow it up to the latter to make sure that it serves the purpose that is meant for. So that is it.
Yes. One of the things we find in politics is sycophancy. Sycophancy is when you say things that are not happening to mean things that are happening. Or when you say somebody has done this, when he has done absolutely nothing. One of the things he said to me the last time he was sitting actually where Ekene is sitting, is go and verify. That's one of the words he told me. He said go and verify.
Yes.
Verify. Yes, you guys have given success stories, youth engagement, youth empowerment. And so that brings me to the question of security or lack of it in the West South. And that would mean, how has this youth engagement policies reduced insecurity in West South development area? Because before now, we know that the West and North, the West and South have had their own share of pockets of insecurity, plus including the area of a masquerade. I will let you go.
That part of insecurity.
I will let you
Our own is Akatapa.
Okay, so just let's see how this success story has been able to impact on the security and welfare of the people. If you can take the question.
Okay, thank you, Presenter. To be honest with you, the insecurity in Nigeria is actually overwhelming. It's not just about the South, but all over Nigeria, as we can see. Even in Enugu State, as our capital, at a point, it was taking a turn in our flesh. But they get a point that the governor called a security meeting, which the local government chairman attended, and they take a drastic measure. I think after this drastic measure they take, the story is now subsiding. We no longer hear this bad news as it used to be then, which, like we say, Igbo South has their own fair share, because there are these reverend sisters who came to celebrate, and they kidnapped him. That's how we be friends, three of them. Our chairman didn't sleep in his house or at local government headquarters. It is in the bush, treated with the security officers of Igbo South, the DPO, the forest guards, the neighborhood watch, and all, and yes, it was all of them in the bush for 3 days. Until those sister was found and returned back home. And also he take care of counseling them and taking care of their mental health and all that. So that is important for you. And after that, he vowed that it will never happen again. And then since then, I think this program, as you rightly pointed out as well, has helped us, because we have never heard of any bad news. In fact, by the soul of one of our gallant men we are burying today, as a result of trying to police our communities, died in as the two of them. One has been buried in the month of August, and then another one is being buried today at Ovoko. And may their souls rest in perfect peace. Amen. Amen. And that will tell you how serious they are, because I think they were overstretched or something like that. They couldn't see a parking vehicle and they rammed into it, and two of them died before they could get here, because it is in the night, midnight at that matter. So the security aspect of the South is well taken care of. And the youths also are complying with the local government, because they are all busy right now because of the program of Mr. Chairman. And those who have not gotten their turn to enter into skill acquisition, either in a place at Igunowere or at Udi, they are in line waiting for their own turn, because they have been badged how it's going to be. So the security, insecurity in the South has reduced drastically. Nobody can say in Nigeria there is everywhere safe. Even in the United States, in New York, as I was talking, I believe those, if I have somebody who call one or two things that happen right now. Do you understand? So insecurity is a general phenomenon all over the world. But how are you managing it is the question. And I'm telling you that this skill acquisition the chairman has provided, and all this inclusive governance, because as we are talking here, he had a meeting yesterday with the Igwes, the Taino president, the neighborhood wards, because, well, in our various communities too, they have their neighborhood wards. In our local government, we have central one, who is also giving training to those in the local communities. And those in the central, if you don't have to work at the central work, you also join those in the village to ensure that the police are placed. There's a good orientation among the Igwes and Taino presidents and the youths in the communities. You understand? So this is much we have done, and the Igbo South is in safe hand. After that, sisters kidnapped. We have never had such instance again.
Okay, yes. A hungry youth, an unemployed youth, is a recipe for insecurity. And the measures being taken in your local government would mean that it's not only empowering the youth, it's also taking them out of the spheres of engaging in very mundane things. When the chairman was here, there's a story he told, and I want somebody here to tell me how far with that story. The story of rebuilding and reconstructing your security. He did say that, well, not the other chairman have not tried. They are trying to rebuild the security. But when he came, there was this challenge that some Ndoro, I don't know, Kumango.
Including himself.
Including himself. So when he said it, I kind of laughed. But he said there's a determined effort. I think he says before December that all this being equal, I would be. I told him I remember the last time I was in Igbo quite a long time. So also and there back there, I may not be able to recognize. So Kene or Barrister, because what's happening with your secretary?
Well, thank you very much, Doc. You see,
What can the Igbo South?
what is actually happening in the Igbo South Secretariat now can only be imagined. You won't be able to give it a good description if you don't walk in there and see it yourself. Especially those of us that have been around, like you've been to Igbo South Secretariat before. If you don't come back again, it will be difficult for someone.
There's something you said is going to happen soon. Yes.
He
said we will be there to come to the yard too.
So when he came on board, actually, the local government, the previous administration did a little. They want to do renovation, the roof the place, and was about doing something, and the administration got elapsed and all that, and they left it that way. When he came, actually, there is a difference between coming to just continue from where somebody stopped and coming to make a mark, a paradigm shift. He came and took up the holistic reconstruction of the secretariat. Of course, if you ask me, I will tell you that the size of the secretariat in the Igbo South, verify me after now, has no other size in Enugu State. You can verify that. The size of the secretariat is so massive that when he was about to take it up, I was actually afraid in my mind. This young man, what do you want? This fearlessness in confronting projects is what they inherited from their boss, Dr. Peter Lusimba. He doesn't fear projects. And that is what you saw in what Gofred did in our secretariat. He picked up the secretariat. As we are speaking, work is day and night, because everywhere is taking a new shape. That's why I say that it will be difficult to use a phrasal language to just describe what is happening there, unless somebody comes for inspection and come around and see what is happening there. The whole place has been turned around. This is not like a language you hear in the language of the politician that you have turned around. This is a physical, massive reconstruction. And at the stage he is now, he's doing plastering, doing putting windows, doing POP, all these things are happening, doing landscaping in the whole compound, then doing a big gate, and then the entrance of the secretariat, the dual carriage road. As we are talking, the place is being scraped and the new asphalt is being done because we want to do all of them together. So it will be better that you visit, so that you will be the one to give a better description of what is on ground there. Because if I say it here, the listeners may not capture the real essence of what is happening there, but it's massive.
And this is not just about the local government, it's just about the local government chairman in the north. Then in liaison, in partnership with Dr. Peter.
Yes.
But those, I have a friend, I won't mention his name. He was afraid of going to his village, but every now and then he runs to the village and comes back. I said, why? He said, you can close your eyes and drive. Just be sure you don't run. First, they used to be small potholes. He says governor drove someday and then ordered the potholes should be. Why work is ongoing. Now, how confident are you? Even if the south. Because you have to start from there, the south.
About security.
And then about security and then coming to Enugu.
Okay.
And what do you say to your chairman?
Okay.
Who is the deputy chairman of Agon?
Agon,
To start with. Okay? And then to the governor of Enugu State.
Okay. Number one, I want to start by thanking the executive governor of Enugu State, Barrister Peter Lusimba. Just as you said, as from 5 months down, if you tell anybody, behind Nugu, oh yeah, I can see, he'll give you some kinds of excuse that if you don't know what to say, he'll tell you that his mother swallowed something in order not to come. But you see, the best approach to security is technology. Peter has done exceptionally well. He's using technology to fight insecurity. As I was coming to Enugu this morning, in every 3 poles, you see this Petamba, DRS or something, station fully gadgeted with latest up-to-date security gadgets. And a lot of people don't know that they just think that just ordinary police van or police vehicle. No, those vehicles are highly equipped with security that they are making reports every second of what is happening along that way. And Petamba made it, Barrister Peter Ndubisi made it possible. And also, because I know our local government chairman in Enugu North, that is Ndo Soka, the local government chairman in Igbo Soka, I know they were as well bordered. Because if not because of their own security, I doubt if they could be coming to Enugu those times. So I know they passionately pleaded with the governor. And also they are also giving their own support. And let me just tell you, there are some things that Peter Ndubisi has done a lot of people don't know. If you come to my village, I'm from Onado, we live in the border with Kogi. We are the last people before you enter Kogi State from Igbo South. Yes. There, he mounted very high security surveillance camera that can go as far as 12 kilometers or beyond. And that thing is picking the signals, picking all the video, and is being reported at government house. And those things are strategically located. So one thing about security is not all about standing on the road, carrying gun, waiting for them to come before you do. No, it's proactiveness. So they have taken a very proactive action that have made that road just a safe haven. And I want to come to Igbo South. Oga, I stand to be corrected. Igbo South security, central security, we have over 120 motorcycles that they use for security purposes. We have more than 3 healers. A lot of Igbo South sons are helping. Someone like Jimo Ibrahim, he gave Igbo South one of the biggest healers. I don't think he's 3 in Enugu. And these young men are using it. They are working like American commando. Call them 1 a.m. in any part of Igbo South, they will come. And every ward in Igbo South, every community have their own well-equipped security. And this young man called Barrister Ferdinand Bushku is doing wonders in that area. He's fully supporting them. He's fully encouraging them. He's fully out. Sometimes you come to a community by 3 a.m. No local government chairman takes that risk. So he's passionate about everything he's doing, especially security. Like Kita now, there's one of our community, Hanebe Joho, they are doing this New Year festival. Now, according to what they say, because the traditional ruler of that particular community, that is Igwe Okechukwu Belaba Sabaji, is the chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council in the South. So he's celebrating, he's doing the ELG today. So he invited a lot of government officials. And if our place is not safe, he cannot invite them. Because if anything happened to any of the guests, he will be held responsible. So in the South, it is pure, safe, security, wonderful, top notch. And I want to tell you, just like as our brother said earlier, our leader, Ikukoma, when that sister and some of her friends were kidnapped, the kind of manhunt, the kind of chase, the kind of security assemblage that Igochukwu Ferdinand made possible is unspeakable. What he did, he was in the field 247 pursuing these people, trekking in the forest for how many days? And since then, we have never had any case of kidnapping. So we have a very wonderful security in Igbo South and along that Opi-Nsukka Road. Thank you, our executive governor of Enugu State. Thank you, the local government chairman of Enugu North.
Okay, we'll talk, opening the talk lines, but not before I ask 1 or 2 questions about just one thing that bothers everybody. And I'm going to ask right on Igweza. In Igweza South local government, 22nd of April, of September is just here. About how many smart schools are going to start school in your local government area?
I think we have 16 wards, and I think about 5
Already
is getting ready for
9.
Okay, about 9. Yeah, I was just corrected now. About 9.
Okay,
Yes, about 9. Because the last I had was 5. Now it is 9. Okay. So meaning that we are 7 is lagging behind, but not completely lagging behind. They are almost 90% done. And I thank Governor Peter Ndubisi and of course indefatigable chairman who have restless to ensure. Because since governor hand them over to ensure that they report every day what is happening in that school, in most of smart schools. That is why we now have this tremendous increase to 9, which I never know until now. So We are ready. We are ready by the grace of God.
Okay.
And the chairman also, not just that he's ready, the chairman also doing his own. Because the mandate is that every smart school that is ready, the chairman will pay through to the school. So they are doing that as well.
Okay, Barrister Emeka, maybe one last question before we open the talk lines, and that has to do with agriculture. 200 hectares for everyone.
Yes.
Half.
I will cede that question to Ekene.
Okay.
He's in charge of
Okay.
He's in charge of that one.
Yeah, I just give God the glory for this administration. Number one, the governor of Enugu State, Barrister Peter Ndubisi, and our innovative local government chairman. I think what they are doing is that
Yes.
in Igbo local government, I think, I don't know of other local governments in Enugu North, but in Igbo local government, we have 200 hectares of land, flat land, located in my own community, Unadi. And coincidentally, I happen to be the supervisor of that project.
Hey, tell us.
I have a lot of videos here. For over a month and now, dozers have been clearing the place. They have made access road. They are aggressively working. In short, what chairman told me that he wanted that place, he wanted people to farm in that farm estate this year. And it's not yet late. He is aggressively, he has been coming to monitor the place. The land is so enormous and so vast and large. And dozers, like now, they have cleared the place. They are now making road. They are demarcating the road inside the farm estate. What they are doing, Oga, is so massive, sir. It's something that people need to come and see. In that, if after this and that program starts, everybody should say bye-bye to hunger in Enugu State. Only that farm estate in my village can feed the entire Enugu. Quote me. Any kind of food you think that can be produced because the place is so fertile.
Yeah,
and chairman is aggressively, he's following the project as if his life depends on it. I don't know, our chairman is actually result oriented. He's following the process, the project aggressively. So in couple of, let me say, before 9 months, the kind of agricultural product that will be coming out from that farm estate, people cannot imagine it. And one thing about that kind of a place, you can grow all those crops that you normally have issues that you cannot grow. Something like onions can grow, is growing there. Something like, because before we started, they tested the soil. They tested, the experts, they came, they took the soil, they tested it. All those crops like cabbage, salad, cabbage is growing there. Watermelon is growing there. Ginger, a bag of ginger is over 600 something thousand now. Is growing there, and a lot of things. Yam, maize, anything you can think of. So, and the governor, he said that before he leaves office, he must make sure that that place is operational. And if you see the plan of that farm estate, there are going to be a storage facility that can house any product you can bring out of that place, especially perishable goods. So, Igbo South will soon be the food basket of Enugu State. Thank you, our listeners, and especially the people of Igbo South. You see, I want all of us to be praying for this vibrant and innovative and passionate leader, Barrister Ugo Ferdinand Ukwueze, the local government chairman of Igbo South, so that he can do more. We need to encourage him. We need to support him. Nobody knows it all. If you have any better idea of anything that he will do better than he has been doing it, come along. His government is accessible. He's an open-minded leader. You can call him. Everybody has his number. So please, nobody is an island. Just come, support so that our Igbo start to improve. And thank you, our local government chairman, Chineke Gabagume, and thank you, the governor of Enugu State, Barrister Peter Ndubisi, for giving us the gift of Ugochukwu Ferdinand. Thank you and God bless you.
Right, Honorable.
Thank you very much. My sister said he's disappointed after 8 years in the house to local government chairman. Well, the truth is that I have not decided to run errand. If I wanted to run errand, I would have been secretary of the local government. But I appeal with the governor to please, can you allow the youth to do? That is one. Two, yes. I am with Ugo Ferdinand because his mission and vision statement aligns with my spirit. So what I am doing is service to my people.
Yes.
And that's why I'm the chairman of the committee that formulated all who have been discussing for more than 2 hours. So whether you like it or not, continue to be disappointed by yourself, because me, I am proud of myself And my family and my community, Shaggy Bakwaka in Igweze South, is proud of me because I did a lot when I was in the House of Assembly. And I'm still on this age saying, I will be a failure when Igweze South produce another legislator that I will perform Merit Igweze in Enugu House of Assembly from 2011 to 2019. Do you understand? So I made it categorical. That is my closing remark today. I've said it in A and I will say it again. A House of Assembly or legislators all over the world is to make law, oversight function, and of course representation. That is the three cardinal points of the legislators. Every other thing anybody leveling to them, whether senators, House of Rep, or House of Assembly, is just a figment of imagination because it doesn't happen anywhere. The only thing that you speak for your people, you can also lobby to attract for your people. That's what we did, and that's how we achieved the result we achieved during our time. Do you understand? So I have to close like this, and I have to thank His Excellency the Governor of Enugu State for gift of Ugokweze. And I want to thank Ugo Ferdinand for bringing me out to be the chairman of this committee and also implementing what my committee recommended. That is my happiness, and that's why I'm even here today. Otherwise, I won't be here. Do you understand? So I thank the people of Igweze South, and for our brother who is concerned by our dialect, we have Radio Nigeria FM Nenugu, Nansuka, that always speak about our people. That we used to duplicate this program down there, where they also call in to their view. This one is an urban one, so we choose to speak English here because it's an urban one. We want to talk to our people. We also have another medium in UNN and Radio Nigeria. So thank you very much. I bless Enugu State and God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the Amiable Governor of Enugu State. Thank you, the Executive Chairman of Igweze South. We know that they say reward for good work is more work. Our expectation is that we are going to do more. We are going to continue because consistency has always been your hallmark. Not minding that my brother and our leader said that naysayers will always object.
Of course.
But we have seen it. You have seen the mischief of instigation and all that. But the most important is that the lawyers will say reps is allocator. That's the fact speak for itself. So it's not about hearsay. You can verify, like the mayor himself will tell you. Come to Igweze South and verify. Not about staying in one corner and being instigated to call and make a negative remark. We will not accept that. Thank you.